Happy Tuesday. It is January 16th. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro. Joining me in the studio today is Kevin Shields, and boy, do we have a show for you. In this first hour, Kevin and I are going to get into the kitchen, plus Robbie Whittle with the sports update, and Gretchen had a conversation with Carolina Health about COVID and flu season. So lots coming up in this first hour. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to Good Morning Vail. As Kim pointed out, we have a great show for you today. But let's take a look at that local weather. A lot still happening out there coming off the weekend. Getting up this morning is 0 degrees, a big goose egg, so not much of a temperature out there. So bundle up if you're headed outside, or if you've got a furry friend to walk, make sure you bundle that furry friend up as well. 26 is going to be the high today. Partly cloudy throughout the beginning of the day with some light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And I say light because of what we experienced over the weekend and yesterday. It was quite heavy and a lot of gusts coming through. Looking at Vail by the hour, that higher temperature is going to happen at 3 o'clock. We see that partly cloudy sky come through until about the noon hour, and then it's going to come alive. The sun's going to come out and go into a nice clear evening, but we'll see how things are going to change a little bit later on. On that I-70 corridor, driving should be good. Still some snow and ice out on those roadways, especially up over those passes. The roads were just a complete disaster yesterday with some avalanche mitigation going on and a lot of black ice that was out there that people didn't see. I know just along the roadways here, a lot of cars slid off the road, not anticipating it was going to be as slick as it was. 35 degrees in Denver, 26 in Vail, 26 in Avon, and 27 degrees in Eagle. Again, partly cloudy throughout the day, going to clear up just a little bit later. This evening, 8 degrees is going to be the low, mostly clear skies, and again, those winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, here's the story we're looking at. Some more snow coming in tomorrow, 35 degrees and 80% chance of precipitation. Thursday, kind of the same scene. Snow showers coming in and 33 to get ready for an amazing weekend. And then throughout the weekend, 39, 42 degrees respectively Friday, Sunday, and then 40 degrees coming in to start the week off. So a lot of things going on with that weather, with some more snowfall coming in. Now, one thing that we were listening to the other day was avalanche and how some of those warnings are coming out. So make sure you're taking care with, if you're a backcountry skier, watching out for some snow conditions. Looking at Beaver Creek, 4 inches in the last 24 hours, a 14-inch last 48 hours. So a lot of snowfall coming in with some of that wind. 126-inch season total, 42-inch base depth, so a lot of great snow over there in Beaver Creek with 25 lifts spinning, 151 trails open, 67% of the terrain in Beaver Creek, and then Vail, 2 inches in the last 24 hours, 13 inches in the last 48, 153 inches for the season. That's a 61-inch base over there, so be skiing over in Vail for a while. 29 lifts spinning, 253 trails. That's 91% of the terrain over in Vail. So a lot to get out there and have fun with.
A lot to get out there and have fun with.
And more snow on the way.
We've got another storm rolling in.
It is,
tomorrow and Thursday, and it's just incredible. I think I love seeing the percentages change. You know, last week we were at 53% at Beaver Creek, and now we're at 67%. And I definitely took advantage of some of that, those new trails open in the fresh powder.
And it seems like everywhere across the United States, snowfall. Everybody I've spoken to from east to west coast, snowfall.
Snow is everywhere, you know, even in the hottest states that we've got in the U.S. So a nice storm and a nice Father Winter is here to hang out with us.
Absolutely. It's one of those things we've been waiting on. We knew it was going to come, so here it is.
You know, it's definitely going to be a fun show. You know, we are in COVID and flu season, so Gretchen has a great conversation about that coming up. Plus, in the kitchen, we love getting in the kitchen.
We love in the kitchen. A lot of things. What are we making today?
We are making a delicious dip, and I cannot wait to show you how to do it. It's going to be a good one. But we've got a lot in store in this first hour, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. Now, we are in the kitchen, and I love being in the kitchen with Kevin. We always have so much fun.
It is so much
on
fun.
and off camera.
Yeah.
Well, we're making today tzatziki dip, which is quite delicious. It's a staple in my fridge.
Yeah.
And I love putting it like as a dip with vegetables or pita or any sort of meat. Is always
very
delicious.
healthy, too.
It is. It really
Yeah.
is. You know, it's a great great condiment to have on hand. So very easy recipe to make. Have you ever made it before?
I've never made it. This is the first time.
Okay, so
I'm excited.
The trick is there is a little bit of a trickiness with the cucumber. So the base is a Greek yogurt,
Okay.
cucumber, lemon juice, olive oil, and garlic, and a little bit of dill. And
I love all those.
All of those things,
Yeah.
right? Who doesn't
my
like
favorite.
a flavor like that? So we're going to go ahead and get started. So Kevin, I'm going to put you on cucumber duty.
Okay.
What we're basically going to do is we're going to either dice it or grate it. It's up to
Okay.
you, however you want to do it.
Gotcha.
I would recommend taking some of the skin off of the cucumber.
I'll do that.
So you can do about a half or 3/4 of a cucumber if you'd like. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Greek yogurt. So we've got about, you want to do about a cup of Greek yogurt, but really it's to taste. You know, the beauty of making a sauce is just being able to taste it as you like, as your flavors are, you know, kind of melding together.
Right.
So are you a big fan of Mediterranean food?
It's my favorite. Actually, my favorite food is Mediterranean food. I love the healthiness. I love all the herbs, and it's just an explosion of flavor.
It really is. And you know, the best part about this dip is that it's so versatile. You can use it for anything. So I know a lot of people, you often order it, and you want about a cup here. So it doesn't really matter how much of a cup you're doing. We'll just taste it as we see fit. But yeah, so Kevin, what you're doing now is the cucumber. What is really interesting about a cucumber is that it actually holds a lot of water and moisture. So you're de-seeding it and taking out some of that moisture, because we're going to be cutting it up and dicing it into our Greek yogurt base. You really
So what would you prefer, the dicing or grating?
I do it both ways. I dice it because I like to have a little bit of chunk in my sauce, but if you wanted it to be a little bit more of a finely melded together sauce, I would suggest taking just your normal cheese grater, and you can just, you know, grate it all up just like you usually do.
Maybe you do a combination.
You could do a combination.
Little chunk, little grate.
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, texture is always good in all different ways. So we've got about a cup of Greek yogurt here. You know, you can do any sort of Greek yogurt that you want. You know, whole milk Greek yogurt is usually best, but it really doesn't matter. And
are you a yogurt expert?
Depends on the day. I think today maybe I am. But then we're going to go ahead and actually add some lemon juice to it. Now you can do about a tablespoon, and we're going to, I love to use this fancy juicer. Do you have one?
That is, I do.
It is
I do
the
have
best. Game changer, I'll
See,
tell you what.
you've got the green, and then you've got the yellow there, so you can do lemons or limes.
Lemons or limes, but
Very
nothing
versatile
else.
piece of
We
equipment.
cannot do any other
No.
type of fruit. But we're going to go ahead and squeeze this lemon juice into a bowl. You know, you can squeeze it directly into the Greek yogurt base if you want to, but we need about a tablespoon. So I like to squeeze it in here just to kind of eye it a little bit.
Nice job.
better.
Good squeezing.
Right? Great squeezing. You know, it took me a long time to figure out how to use this.
It's an art.
I used to do it backwards, but now I put it, you know, the inside part down.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go.
I used to do it the other way.
Oh.
It took me a long time to learn that.
You're a trendsetter. Nobody followed that one, though. Just you.
It's okay.
We've got many Kimisms happening today.
You know, when Kevin and I are in the kitchen together,
Yeah.
it just brings that side out of me. But I love what you're doing here. So you did a little bit of dicing.
Little dice.
And now you're doing a little bit
grate.
of shredding. Yep.
Yeah.
It's great. So we're going to take our measurement. You need about a tablespoon of lemon juice into this. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in here. And you know, we're leaking a little bit, so it doesn't really matter there. So we've got about a tablespoon there. And then here's the trick. Most people don't realize this, but you put a little bit of olive oil in it too. It just kind of helps smooth it all out.
Yeah.
So we're going to open our olive oil.
In Mediterranean cooking, olive oil is one of the things you've got to put in.
You have to.
It just makes the flavors spread,
It
especially
really
if you've got
does.
an herb such as dill.
Right. So we've done a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of lemon juice.
Okay.
Cucumber's looking great.
Is it ready to go? Can
You
I
know,
put the cucumber in?
I mean, you can throw it in. Go right ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then you got that in there. Awesome. Now the next piece, and this is another fun trick, and I'm going to let you handle this one.
Great.
We've got a garlic press here. So
Okay.
you want to take about a clove of garlic. I brought two just in case we want to do a little bit extra.
Okay.
But we'll do about a clove of garlic, and you can just stick it in here and press it through. It's quite delicious. And then, this is fun, you can do an optional mint. I like to wait and see how it tastes before I throw the mint in.
Yeah,
there.
I'm with you on the mint. Yeah.
You know, it depends. Like sometimes mint is really good, especially if you were making this dip to go with like a lamb dish, then I think the mint would be really delicious.
Right.
But you know, if you just want it as a dip, we love to kind of keep that out. So it's really optional depending on what you feel like. So I'm going to go ahead and add some dill, and dill is key to this dish. You can make it without the dill, but it's really not going to be the same. So I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of dill. And we're just going to sprinkle that in here. And we're just sprinkling it in.
Yeah, be careful. It's coming out fast.
You know what? We're just going to forget the spoon. I'm dumping it in.
Yeah, just give it a shake.
Just giving it a
Because we
little.
love dill.
We love the dill. And these are just classic staple Mediterranean flavors right here.
That looks good.
It looks great, right?
All right, you want me to just squeeze the garlic in
So
there?
you can just
Okay.
squeeze it in there. You know, I love a garlic press, and I always add extra garlic powder to it, even
Yep.
if it calls for fresh garlic. And we're doing
Look at that.
great work over here. So we're just going to go ahead and stir that up. And as you can see, it looks great. It smells great.
It does smell good.
I think we are taking a
Love that
trip to the
aroma.
Mediterranean right
We
now.
are. We're on a little journey right now
We're on a journey
before the snow comes down again.
before the snow comes down. And you know what's great? This dip is so easy to make, and your guests will be so impressed. If you're hosting, like, you know, you probably have a lot of people coming in, especially for us here. We love visitors because of the snow and all the fun things that are happening. But also for, you know, if you're entertaining for a football game or just really anything, this is a great and easy dip to throw together. So the smells good. Oh, the smell of fresh garlic every day.
We're going to do more.
We're just going to do a little bit more. Now, this guy is a little bit tricky. It gives you like the whole garlic, but not quite. But I love it because it kind of releases the juices and the aroma. Yeah. So this is it. I think you can see the consistency because of the olive oil and the lemon juice. It makes it a little bit less thick of a normal yogurt consistency.
Yeah, I like the consistency of it. It's perfect. It's got, you know, it's going to stick if you're dipping a chip.
It
if
is.
you're putting it on something else, it's going to be perfect.
It really is. And you can add, if you wanted to, like, make it a little bit more, I guess you could say liquid. You can throw a couple of tablespoons of milk in here. But I
Don't do that.
I typically
Don't
don't.
do that.
You can, but if you need to stretch it, it's a way to do it. But yeah, I think this is it. We're done. It's
Okay,
pretty
go ahead.
easy.
You try
I'm
first.
going to take a chip and try it. But the best part is veggies. You can serve it with pita chips, any sort of chip. You can put it on meat. It's delicious. So here we go. I'd throw a
What do
little
you
bit
think?
of salt in now.
A little more salt? Okay.
And maybe a little bit more lemon juice.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of always to
We
taste.
can do that.
So, Kevin, I'm going to give it to you, and you decide how much you want. Looks good to me. We're just going to sprinkle that salt in there, and then just stir it on up.
Stirring.
And that is it. It is the simplest, easiest thing to make. So you need a base of cucumber, Greek yogurt, olive oil, lemon juice, dill, and then optional mint if you really want to get fancy. But
Getting fancy with
Yeah,
the mint. Let's
pretty-
see. Let's
pretty
see if we
easy there.
want to do any mint.
what do you think?
That's really
It's
good.
great, right? Very easy
Yep.
recipe to make, and it will for sure wow your guests at home. So
And I love the health factor of it.
it is. You know, there is really nothing bad in this.
No.
You've got some protein, you've got some fresh herbs and veggies, and it's just quite delicious.
Perfect. Good job, Kim.
Well, we're excited. This is going to be a great thing to make if you're hosting for the upcoming game that's happening.
Big game.
Or any games that are coming up.
A lot of
or
big games.
You just want to host and be fancy. I think it's a year-round recipe. So let us know if you want it, and we'll share it with you. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day. and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season. So we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, Robbie Whittle, he is our in-house sports aficionado. He's got the update on Vail Christian basketball, plus much more. Let's take a look.
All right, thanks for joining us. So Vail Christian boys basketball hit the hardwood against Caprock Academy, and they were on the hunt for their third win of the Newman era. The Saints on a 3-game active losing streak, but head coach Andrew Newman and the team were looking to change that. First quarter, Caprock Academy moving the ball around the court until it finds its way to Jace Templeton, who makes a difficult shot drop in from under the basket. Vail Christian now at the rock. Hunter Gilbert drives inside and tosses up the floater, and it drops in for the Saints. Eagles now on the attack, heading down the court. Zach Jordan spinning in the paint, secures the bucket for Caprock Academy. Saints now with the ball. The team captain, Will Newman, catches it on the perimeter and drops one in from 3 to give Vail Christian an early lead. The Saints will start to feel themselves from range as Newman connects with Wyatt Fisher, who knocks down another triple for Vail Christian. Caprock Academy will get an easy one off the glass from Templeton, but Newman will answer on the other end for the Saints as he banks this one off the glass. The Saints will not go away, though, as Jordan gets this one to go off the glass for Caprock Academy, making it look easy as he was able to go right to the basket. The Saints will then commit a costly turnover as Alex Spinu picks off Ryan Romanin and goes coast to coast for the Eagles layup. Vail Christian starting to slip late in the second quarter against Caprock Academy as Reed Struwe goes right to the basket for another Eagles 2 points. Justin Swank enters the game for the Eagles, and he knocks down the triple to take the lead in the second quarter for Caprock Academy. On the other end, Fisher misses everything, but his teammate Schaefer Dodds is there to clean it up and gets the points for Vail Christian. Caprock Academy now driving down court with Swank. He misses, but it's cleaned up by Corwin Watts, who earns a trip to the line. Caprock Academy would take a 23-20 lead into the locker room at halftime, but the Saints would come out in the second half and get the job done. Vail Christian handles Caprock Academy 59-39 and improves to 3-5 on the season. Head coach of Vail Christian boys basketball, Andrew Newman, is new at the helm this year, and we spoke with him. So here's our conversation with the new head coach of Vail Christian boys basketball. So we're with the new head coach of Vail Christian basketball, Andrew Newman. And Coach, you got a new season in front of you. What's kind of the expectation there?
Well, it's really hard to say right now. We're a very green, very young team, but we're super excited. A lot of great kids, a lot of work ethic going on, a lot of effort going in, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, and I was telling you this earlier when we were chatting just a minute ago, but you know, you guys may be a newer team, but it seems like the chemistry is already there. Do you feel like you guys already kind of have that camaraderie on the team?
Yeah, for sure. A couple of the seniors in particular are doing a great job leading us. So they're building that chemistry from the top down. And then the younger guys in each of those classes, there's a couple kids that are really leading their classes. So I'm really happy to see this early in the season, this kind of chemistry.
Okay, in what ways will those seniors come together? You mentioned you have 3, Jack Pryor, Will Newman. How do you think those guys are going to kind of come together and lead this team this season?
Well, they're going to have to really put in a lot of effort on the court, probably getting a lot of minutes out there. Hopefully everybody stays healthy, but it's more their leadership off the court that matters. They're doing a great job really leading these guys and building that chemistry, especially encouraging the younger guys. You know, when you're new to high school basketball or it's your first time on varsity, there's a lot you got to learn. There's a huge learning curve, and those guys are doing a great job encouraging the younger players.
And you may be new to the head coaching role, taking over the helm of this Vail Christian program, but you're not new to the team by any standard. You've been here 2 years, got the torch passed over you from Coach Coons. What was that moment like to be kind of handed the role of this program that's been successful in his 23 years here, to be that guy that he wanted to take over the helm?
Yeah, that was a huge honor. Really grateful for everything that he's done for this school and for this program. And like you said, 23 years, he's built a winning culture, a winning program, a great chemistry. We're going to be keeping a lot of the things that he did and just try to build on the great foundation he's already created.
Okay, and you mentioned, you know, not a lot's going to change. That winning culture is hopefully going to stick around too with you at the helm. But what things may change under your leadership?
We're going to keep trying to maintain a pretty high tempo. You know, this valley is a valley that has a lot of great athletes. We've got a lot of great athletes on this team, so can work really hard to keep pushing the tempo and you know, really working to have a high character team that in everything we do, we're trying to reflect the values of this school.
Okay, and you mentioned you got a scrimmage with Battle Mountain coming up. Obviously, that's an exhibition game against, you know, another Valley team, so you probably want to do pretty well in that matchup. But what kind of makes that a good game from y'all, how you show up against Battle Mountain?
Well, it's going to be interesting because we're only going to have about 6 practices with this green group of guys before we hit that scrimmage. So we're still learning each other's names, let alone all the offenses, defenses. So a lot of it's just going to be going out there and playing good basketball. It is fun, though, to be playing inter-valley teams. A lot of these guys play together in the off season, so they all know each other. And so what's really fun is those friendships, knowing the coaches, knowing the guys, the friendships off the court, and then you get on the court, all of a sudden, game's on. It's competition. And even though in a scrimmage, you know, you're not supposed to keep score, I can promise you, every one of our guys, they're going to know the score in their own heads. So we'll have a good time.
And speaking about playing, you know, inter-valley teams, you guys play Vail Mountain School twice a year. That's the big rivalry in this valley for y'all. What's it going to be like, you think, just getting on the court as the head coach of this team and playing them this year for your first time at the helm?
Yeah, this year we're going to be playing them at their gym. Their gym is always packed. It's a tight gym. It'll be a full house, I'm sure. And like you said, it's an in-valley competition, so this should be a really good time. It's going to be a tough game. They always play a tough game. They're a very well-coached team. They're very strategic in the way they play the game, so it's going to be a really tough game for sure.
How have you kind of grown to appreciate this rivalry between Vail Christian and Vail Mountain School in your 2 years prior to taking over this team?
Well, it's always one of the games we have circled on our calendar, and I'm sure they do as well. It's just a good time. I mean, off the court, you want to be able to say you won that game this year, you know, so they'll have a great program. They always have a great program. Hopefully we'll be strong as well, and it should be a really tight game.
Okay, and you mentioned Plateau Valley this season as being a big contender. Obviously, you may have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth after last season, but what are you looking to get out of that matchup this year with them?
Well, we're going to learn a lot where we stand. They're third game of the season, so we have the home opener, and then we've got them on the 5th of December. And as you mentioned, they beat us twice in a row last year, 2 out of 3 games in a row. So that'll be a really tough team. They've got most of their starting lineup returning from that state team that went to state last year, and it'll be a really good way for us to find out, you know, where we stand compared to the rest of the conference, and where we stand even in terms of being a potential state contender.
Mm-hmm. And this may be the hardest question I ask you all day, but if you could just narrow it down, what do you think you're looking forward to the most in this new season?
Wow. I just honestly enjoy being on the court with these guys. I mean, it's an awesome group of guys. I've mentioned I grew up in a gym basically with my dad being a coach, and so the chance just to be in the gym with a great group of guys, obviously the competition, doing a little bit of mentoring along the way, and I hope we get a couple wins as well. That'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Anything you want to add?
No, just grateful for the opportunity.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Now over at Keystone, the brand new Bergman Express chairlift is now open for the 2023-24 ski season. And taking the Bergman Express chairlift, you now have access to some of Keystone's high alpine terrain. Keystone Resort opened the entirety of Bergman Bowl with the new chairlift, allowing guests to explore over 250 acres of high alpine skiing and riding, including one of the nation's highest green trails, 10 Mile. Once terrain in Erickson Bowl opens, the total acreage accessed by the new chairlift will be about 555 acres. While Bergman and Erickson Bowls have previously been open for hike to skiing and riding access at the resort, much of Keystone's hike to bowl terrain has largely gone underutilized. For the first time ever now, both Bergman and Erickson Bowls are accessible by lift to a variety of skiers and riders at the resort. Bergman Express allows guests to easily lap the mellow and welcoming terrain in the Bergman Bowl, as well as access more advanced terrain in Erickson Bowl that connects back to the Outback Express and Wayback lifts. So, in addition to the new lift, the project also includes a new sustainable patrol hut, new snowmaking infrastructure in the lower parts of the Bergman Bowl, and a brand new trail map to reflect the reimagined ski experience in Keystone's High Alpine. Bergman Express is Keystone Resort's first lift access expansion since the Outback Express debuted in 1991, more than 30 years ago. Well, the latest edition of the AP Top 25 Men's College Basketball Poll has been released. As you can see here, Colorado State has fallen out of the top 25 as they recently lost back-to-back games against fellow Mountain West Conference opponents. The Rams lost to Utah State as well as Boise State, and CSU now sits at 13-3 on the year. They do have the most votes to get back into the top 25, and an important game against Air Force on Tuesday and UNLV on Friday even could certainly help the Rams get back into that conversation. Maybe we'll see Colorado State back in that top 25 conversation if they can manage to go 2-0 this week, but we will see. Make sure to continue coming back to us for all the latest sports coverage here in the Valley and beyond. We'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Boy, that hot chocolate looked great on that Leadville train ride. So if you get a chance, get out there and get it. Temperatures are cold outside. 0 degrees getting up at 8 a.m. today. A high today of only 26 degrees, partly cloudy, and then it's going to clear off just a little bit. Some light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we look at Vail by the hour, 23 degrees there at the 4 p.m. So that warm-up time, as warm as it's going to get, is going to be between 3 and 4 o'clock. And then that sun kind of comes out, and it's going to be a nice, clear evening. But a lot of weather going to be changing. We'll keep an eye on that. High 70 corridor, 35 degrees in Denver, partly sunny, 26 in Vail, 26 in Avon. Eagles showing 27 degrees and partly sunny throughout the day. Tonight, a low of 8 degrees. Again, those light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour, so not a lot going on out there, but things are going to start to change into tomorrow. We've got some snow coming in, 80% chance of precipitation Wednesday, 35 degrees is going to be the high. Same thing on Thursday, more snow coming in, 33 degrees. So make sure you get bundled up. Going to be cool, but some nice skiing weather to get out there and enjoy that weekend. Friday is showing partly cloudy, 39 degrees. Then the clouds come back in there on Saturday and Sunday. So 42 degrees, 40 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. So some nice weather as we get the more snowfall coming in to add to some more acreage of what's out there to enjoy. Now, to get out there on the slopes, especially when the snow is happening, vision is precision. So you need to make sure you've got the right eyewear, the right goggles to get out there and be safe and enjoy yourselves. The experts over at Eyepieces of Vail have everything you need to help out. Kim had a chance to go over and talk with them. Let's see what the conversation is about.
It's Kimberly here, and I'm standing in Eyepieces of Vail at the Bridge Street location with Tyler, who has been a staple with Eyepieces of Vail. Tyler, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. And what about you, Kimberly?
You know, I'm living. I'm out on the mountain. Can't hate. You know, we live a really great life here.
We do, yeah. I mean, a bad day really isn't a bad day, is it?
Yeah, we're not allowed to complain.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Speaking of which, so Eyepieces of Vail, you've been around for so many years. You've been a staple here, and you really just provide a wide variety of eyepieces and eyewear to people. So talk to me about what you offer.
For sure, yeah. So like you said, we've been a staple in the Valley. We're going on 40 years this year, which is super exciting. Like, what a tremendous accomplishment for the company, for the team. But what we offer at Eyepieces is a huge variety of eyewear, both sunglasses, prescription glasses, goggles, and then, you know, prescription sunglasses, prescription goggles, like you name it, we can do it. Doctor services even, so that way even if you don't have an updated prescription, we're happy to help out with that. I mean, the amount of service and you know, amenities that we provide is quite amazing.
Right? I would call it an eyepiece concierge.
There you go. We might have to steal that from you.
You're welcome to use it anytime. So we actually, speaking of variety, we've got a lot of different options here. So talk to me about what we see in front of us and you know, what you can offer.
For sure. Here, we'll start with the goggle side since we're at the goggle bar. Right here I have a great model from one of our favorite brands called Anon. This is such a cool, well thought out goggle. Anon was actually the company that came out with the magnetic interchange. So literally it's just off.
They're the trailblazers.
On, yeah, and it's finally catching on. But these guys were the originators. So the easiest thing to interchange comes with 2 lenses. They even took it a step further with this awesome technology called MFI, magnetic face mask integration. This is honestly one of my favorite things. The face mask magnetically integrates with the goggle, helps reduce fogging, keeps you warm and happy on those really cold days, and provides a little sun protection. I don't know about you, but I'm a little prone to some sunburn. Yep. You know, so that's a great option. And then, I mean, moving on to that, you know, if you need a goggle, but you also need prescription, we can easily do your goggles in prescription for you as well too.
Well, and that's what makes Eyepieces of Vail very unique. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's a really customized service you don't see in a lot of places. But I mean, for instance, all it takes is us just cutting your prescription and popping it in to this goggle or really any goggle behind us. You know, you got to see to ski. So that's like half your confidence right there.
So if you're coming to visit and you're not physically here in person, but you want to get the prescription lenses and you want to be able to do that, are you able to send your information in ahead of time?
Yes, exactly. We actually recommend that too. So if you're only here for a few days, if you kind of give us a heads up, a lot of the stuff we can have ready upon arrival for you. And then when you pick it up, you can also come in and peruse our excellent sunglasses and glasses options as well too.
Well, speaking of, you've got quite a selection here in front of me, and I am a sunglasses girl. I've got a massive collection of these, so it's hard not to just want to take all of them home. So tell me what we've got here in front of me.
For sure. We have 3 of kind of some of our favorite brands. This is just a little smattering of what we have, but right in front of me here is a really cool brand that's all handmade in Japan called Dita. The details on these things are amazing. A lot of titanium work, really cool lenses as well too. You can see with a lot of cool different colors. And this is something we can always match in prescription, which is really cool. That's a service that you don't see very often.
So no matter the lens color, you can match them.
Pretty much, yeah. It might take us a little extra time, but if you like a lens color, we can make it for you.
Amazing. And so these are made out of titanium, you mentioned.
Yep, yeah, Japanese aerospace grade titanium, which is a mouthful. But these frames are built to last. They have a substantial quality to them, and they're just
in other words,
cool.
Very durable.
Yeah.
Great for the off-road. Maybe some spring skating later on.
Yep. Yeah. Moving on, one of our favorite brands out of Germany. This brand is called Makita. If you like feather lightweight glasses, this is your brand. It's a super cool proprietary design. There's no screw or anything in that hinge. Wow. Everything's bent and folded into place. Nothing is welded, so it makes it very durable.
No,
if you're hard on your glasses, if you sit on them, they literally just pop right back. But amazing brand. We've had a relationship with these guys, for maybe about 20 years now. Wow. Almost the entirety, I think, of their existence.
Pieces of Vail has been in business.
So one of our staple brands, super requested, amazing product. You really can't go wrong with just about anything we have.
And what do we have here?
And then over here is something really special. This is a collection called Jacques Marie Mage. And everything here is actually numbered limited edition pieces. Wow. So it's really hard to get a hold of. There's only typically a couple hundred of each frame and each color. So not to be like a pushy salesman, but if you see it and you love it, you should buy it. Because if you come back and it's not here, I can't get it for you.
Are you allowed to say it might be your favorite pair? Is that what you have on right now?
It is what I have on. It's a personal favorite of mine. But the quality is amazing. It's such a substantial feel. It's all handmade in Japan. It's a wonderful product. And like the second you kind of pick it up and feel it, you can notice a huge difference compared to like.
Gotta pick it up and feel it.
Yeah.
Wow, these are great. So it's almost like a work of art, limited edition work of art.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Great stuff.
Really cool. Really cool. That's amazing. So Tyler, these are just a small selection. We like to say we're an international ski town. You are an international eyepieces store with all of the variety and where your glasses come from all over the world. You really curate a unique and very cool and trendy collection here.
It is very well curated. We try and focus on smaller independent eyewear brands with a little mixture of name brand designers. But you're going to find something really cool and unique that you're probably not going to be able to find at home. You said it's an international destination. This is an international collection. And it's cool too. Every store also has their own exclusive brands. So it's worth shopping around and visiting all of them.
That's a great way to get the people in. So speaking of stores, tell me the operating hours and what that looks like for you all.
Cool. Pretty much every store is going to be open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the winter. With the exception at Bridge Street here, we'll open at 8:30, right when the gondola opens as well, so that if you're needing to get out right in the morning, we're here to help you before you go out. And all locations, we have 8. So here at the top of Bridge Street is where we're at, closest retail location to the gondola. Village Center, across from Solaris, is where the doctor's offices are. Then we have our Stone and Alp Sport location just down the street from that. Lion's Head, if you find yourself over in Lion's Head Village. Beaver Creek, if you're skiing Beaver Creek for a day or if you're staying up there. And then Edwards, if you find yourself a little down valley as well. And then really cool as well, some of our newer stores down in Roaring Fork Valley. So you can find us at Willett Center next to Whole Foods. That's our newest store. It is gorgeous if you have not been. And then also at the Viceroy Hotel at the base of Snowmass. We have a little boutique there to service your needs if you find yourself over in Snowmass.
So you have no excuses.
No excuses not to come see at least one of our locations.
And you all are so wonderful here, and how you just really provide a white glove service to your customers as they walk in. I was able to witness it earlier. So it's just really impressive what you do, and we thank you for the service that you've provided to the Vail Valley for 40 years.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us today. It was
Absolutely.
great to talk a little bit.
Now, stay tuned. If you want to get eyepieces of Vail, stop in, say hello to Tyler and the crew here, but they have so much to offer, and it's a great opportunity. We'll be right back for more.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. With all the low temperatures out there and everybody bundled up inside, close around each other, it's important to keep an eye on your health and make sure you're well protected and well covered. Well, Carolina Health has some good ideas on how to take care of that. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. I am very, very thrilled today to interview Paul Michalecki. He knows all things, Dr. I should say, Paul Michalecki, sorry about that, all things about the flu season, Chief Medical Officer, and I am so excited to interview you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me this morning, Gretchen.
Of course, of course. So, Paul, I am going to dive right in. I get very nervous. I get so scared about getting the flu. COVID was awful for me. I want to know all things about preventative ways, like not getting the flu, what I should be doing, what I should be eating, what I should do if I do get the flu, and I know you're just the man to ask.
That's quite a lot to unpack there, but ultimately we know the flu is contagious,
yes.
And the best protection is typically prevention. And
Right.
so we do recommend an annual flu shot as well as COVID vaccine in order to give ourselves the best protection against the viruses. We know that we see some different variants come out as the flu and COVID are mutating, and is pretty common. That's why when we look at an annual shot, we're getting the latest strains that are out there to give us the best protection possible.
Okay, so you are saying that we should get both the COVID shot and a flu shot together.
That is what we're recommending. The
Okay.
Department of Health and Human Resources looked at whether it was safe or not and recommended that we can get them both together. And as you can imagine, schedules get kind of busy. So if you have the chance to get one, we recommend getting both as we're heading into the fall this year.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And as far as the flu, you know, a lot of my friends are teachers for elementary school, and I was wondering what they should be doing to really prevent, I know it's hard with kids especially, but, you know, to prevent getting the flu that's been going around here like crazy lately.
Now, as kids have gone back to school, we're seeing people coming from the outside to the inside, and so it increases the risk of transmission.
Mhm.
We're expecting the flu shot and COVID vaccines out in the next week or two, so we do recommend getting vaccinated as soon as possible. We also recommend that if you do start feeling symptoms, to stay home. Protect yourselves and others around you, and encourage those, in addition to yourself, that are more susceptible and may have underlying health conditions, to make sure they get vaccinated as well.
And I love that you said that. Simplistic, but so true. If you don't feel good, stay home. It's not a hard concept, right? Simplistic, but it is truth. Don't push it. You don't want to get other people sick that might have a weaker immune system, etc. Do you have specific kind of food that maybe we should be eating, or vitamins that we should be loading up on to make sure that we don't get the flu?
That's a tough one, because people have looked at that and tried multiple different things.
Right.
We can try to stick to a healthy, balanced diet.
Mhm.
We haven't been able to show that any one vitamin or particular regimen is necessarily better, but we do look at getting appropriate rest, eating a balanced and healthy meal. And as we kind of said, if you get sick, stay home, take care of yourself, and try to protect those around you.
I had another question. I just personally was thinking about this earlier this morning. If you are feeling run down and you take the days off and, you know, you're feeling better to go back to work, go back to school, whatever it may be, should you wear a mask even if you're feeling better, to maybe protect others even more? I just, you know, I've been seeing recently at grocery stores, etc., people wearing masks for various reasons, obviously, but is that something that you feel will help spread, or not spread the flu even further? Or is that kind of not something?
Well, the mask can be kind of a polarizing subject, and
Right.
it's one of the things that we don't necessarily know why patients or people are wearing masks. Some of them may be undergoing chemotherapy or treatment for underlying medical conditions. Or in my wife's situation, we take care of our 92-year-old father. And so part of it may be protecting yourselves from getting sick so that you don't transmit that to other people. And so if you're feeling symptoms and you have to go out, it's oftentimes a good idea to wear a mask. Or if you're going into your physician's office where there may be other people that are sick, it may be a good preventative technique in order to protect yourselves as well as others around you should you have symptoms.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And I hate to admit this, but I am one of those women, well, humans, I should say, people, that Googles all the symptoms I have, and whether it's a cold versus the flu versus coronavirus. If you would get the flu, how many days do you recommend staying home? Because I have seen anywhere from like 3 days to a week. What do you recommend?
So it really depends on your symptoms.
Right.
Typically, you're looking at how long you run a fever and then how long it takes you to clear that fever and become symptom-free. Typically, when your body's responding to the illness, you're looking at that peak viral load or how infectious you are. And then when you start breaking your fever, then typically your body's got ahead of the virus and you're starting to clear it. So we recommend at least 24 to 48 hours after you've been without a fever without medication. So if you're using Tylenol or Advil to break the fever, you're not quite clear. You want to be medication-free and fever-free for about 24 to 48 hours before going out.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And is the oldest saying true to starve a fever, feed a cold, or is that just something my grandma used to say?
I think that's more of a kind of a old wives' tale.
Okay.
I think staying hydrated is key. In today's illness, we don't want to get dehydrated and exacerbate or make worse some underlying health conditions. In terms of listening to your body, if you're hungry, your body's telling you something. Listen to your body. Don't try to push through things, but stay hydrated.
Okay, that is very good. Thank you. I won't tell my grandma, my Mima, that. I'll just say that she was right. My last question was, I know hydration
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Hydration is such a big part of, like you were saying, really feeling better, getting better. Is there any, obviously water, good old water, but electrolytes, etc., is that something you really want people to focus on? Or, because I always go into the grocery thinking, I'm dehydrated. Should I get Pedialyte? Should I get Gatorade? Should I do the new packets they have for, it adds more hydration to the water, that type? Is that something you buy into, or, yeah?
Water is probably the safest.
Okay.
When you start looking at some of the supplements, they add added sugar as well as sometimes salts. And you need to be careful if you have underlying diabetes or congestive heart failure that you're not putting something in your body that you don't really want to add.
Okay.
So water is probably the safest. It's something that if you do have questions, that recommend talking to your clinician about what may be a safe alternative for you.
You are awesome. I am so happy I got to speak with you. I would dare say I'd ask you for your email, but I think that you would get a little annoyed with me blowing up your inbox every day asking you all these questions. You're so amazing, and I'm so happy that you're a doctor, and thank you for helping all of us the way that you do.
My pleasure. And we do have information around our vaccines on caremore.com/flu. So
Okay.
there's additional information out there in case you have any questions. Happy to help.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And thanks for getting up so early and hanging out with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Well, it's Kimberly Perot here, and welcome to the Tuesday morning edition, January 16th of Good Morning Vail. I've got Kevin Shields in studio with me, and boy, is this second hour filled with information. If you have some pets, I have a conversation about how you can utilize and provide the best service and health care for your pets, as well as if you are in the midlife and you're looking to figure out how to find love, how to really reinvigorate your goals and your path. And we've got a conversation about that, plus Chris Romer of the Vail Valley Partnership and Covered Bridge. So hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning Vail. A lot of things happening on the show today, chock full of a lot of great interviews, and we've got Chris Romer, the man about town, always coming in telling us exactly what's going on. Well, one thing I want to tell you about is the weather. A lot of things happening out there. Very brisk morning, 0 degrees when you get up this morning. A high today of 26 degrees. Winds out of the west 5 to 10 miles an hour. So everything is kind of calmed down a little bit from the weekend and through yesterday. So you look at Vail by the hour, noon, 18 degrees, those warmer temperatures around 3 to 4 o'clock. And again, mostly sunny, so the clouds are going to go away. Things are going to clear up just a little bit, but that's about to change. The I-70 corridor looking nice, partly sunny in Denver, 35 degrees, Vail, 26 degrees. 26 degrees in Avon and 27 degrees over there in Eagle. Tonight, low 8 degrees, mostly clear, so those clouds are going to move away, but then they're just going to come right back. Looking at this 5-day, tomorrow we've got more snowfall happening, 80% chance of precipitation, snow showers all day. Thursday, kind of the same effect, 70% chance of precipitation, snowfall coming down. Those lows, 20, 13 degrees, but very mild throughout the day. And again, Friday, those snow showers are going to go away. 39 degrees, 42 on Saturday, and then Sunday, 40 degrees. So a lot of changes there in the weather that are taking place, but the Beaver Creek Snow Report is something that is very nice to look at. Again, a lot of things happening as far as snowfall goes. 4 inches over the last 24 hours, 14 on the last 48 hours. Season total 126 inches over there in Beaver Creek, 42-inch base depth. So a nice base depth over there. There was a problem, a lot of the snow had blown off, but with that new snowfall coming in, everything's nice and covered up. 25 lifts spinning over in Beaver Creek, 151 trails, 67% of the terrain. Over in Vail, kind of the same story, 2 inches in the last 24 hours, 13-inch in the last 48 hours, 153-inch total for the season, 61-inch base depth. So a lot going on there with 29 lifts spinning, 253 trails that are now open, and 91% of the terrain over in Vail.
Kevin, are you all about that base?
All about the base. You just crack yourself
I
up,
thought
don't
that was
you?
a funny joke at this time, first thing in the morning. Big fan of the song, but we use that line a lot. So just great snow conditions out
Yeah,
there
moving
now.
out one storm, and another one's getting ready to come
Gives
in.
us a little bit of a breather to shovel our cars out and
That's right.
get prepared for the next round.
Yeah, I was so getting out there the other day and snow blowing the driveway, and then the wind blows it all back in.
It really does.
What else did I have to do on a Sunday?
That's the choice that we made living in a ski town.
That's right.
Well, speaking of ski towns and being prepared, I love Eyepieces of Vail because they have so many different options. But they've got this really great helmet. It's by
like a
Cass.
fighter helmet.
We've got a little Top Gun going on.
Yeah,
Maybe we
a little
should
bit.
be playing the theme song of the movie. But it's really great. It's the Elite Photo Vibes helmet. It's actually an Italian-made helmet, but what's cool about this is that this lens changes with the conditions. So it is an all-in-one helmet for everything. You can connect your Bluetooth, so you don't have to worry about having your AirPods in or like outdoor tech, the audio chips that you can get. But it's got everything in it here, as you can see. You just have to connect your Bluetooth.
Very slick.
It's very slick. And
Carbon
then
fiber.
A carbon fiber.
Good ventilation.
It's very light, actually. And if you are like to have your hands free, this is the greatest option to have it.
Yeah, you've got the big areas on the side to kind of click over on your device to make sure you get through. It's got multi-impact in it. So the MIPS technology, they call it a little bit different over there in Italy, but same premise of making sure if you take a side impact or a head impact, the helmet kind of floats with you.
And it's true, and it's amazing how light it is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that.
It
I
is.
think my normal helmet is much heavier than that.
This is a medium.
It is a medium. So you've got the Vision, the all-in-one lens. You've got the Bluetooth technology, so you can make phone calls.
Very
you
nice.
work remotely, and you want to be out on the slopes at the same time.
Where do you get one of these?
You can get these at the Eyepieces of Vail.
No way.
Yes.
Eyepieces of Vail. How many
Eyepieces of Vail.
locations?
They've got 8 locations.
8 locations.
Across all of the valley, so lots happening. But great helmet, Cask helmet. Go check out Eyepieces of Vail for more if you want to get this or other things that they've got. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
You know, we're always talking about the younger generation or the older generation, but we don't talk about what happens in the middle of your life. And joining us today is the founder of the MEA Wisdom School and author of the brand new book, Learning to Love Midlife, Chip Conley. Chip, how are you this morning?
Kimberly, I'm great. I'm in New York. It's cold here. How's it in Denver?
You know, it is chilly as well. We've got a snowstorm that just hit us, and we've got about a day break, and then we've got another one rolling in. So I'm sure you're probably feeling a similar situation over there in New York. But Chip, we're so honored to have you joining us here this morning. So you are a new author. You just wrote the book, Learning to Love Midlife. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, you know, in my late 40s, I had a very rough period and sort of chalked it up to the midlife crisis. And then I had my best decade of my life in my 50s, and I loved it. And so I got really curious, like, why is it that midlife can be really bad or really good? And I ended up creating MEA, the Modern Elder Academy, the world's first midlife wisdom school, on a beachfront campus in Mexico, in Baja. And over the past 6 years, between my own life story and then having 4,000 alumni from 47 countries, I just decided it was time to write a book that helped give midlife a positive spin, especially the subtitle of the book, 12 Reasons Why Life Gets Better with Age.
Well, I love that. As I was, doing my research, and you had the Baja aha moment, and I think that's
Yes.
such a fun catchphrase, and just really kind of draws you in. So, talk to me about your midlife experience. How did you turn a crisis into a chrysalis?
So if you think about the butterfly, the midlife for the butterfly is the chrysalis. You have the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and the butterfly. And that was sort of my life as well, and I think it's true of many people. I was the productive caterpillar, eating and chomping, and then all of a sudden, in my 20s and my 30s and maybe into my 40s, I got into this little cocoon era where I was a little lost, and it was dark and gooey. But it was in that chrysalis that I learned how to transform my life and to sort of edit what wasn't working anymore. And then out of that chrysalis came the butterfly. And in my 50s, working with the founders of Airbnb, I was pollinating my wisdom like a butterfly pollinates. I was doing that amongst 3 young founders with a startup. And long story short is I believe that midlife is not so much a crisis as it is a chrysalis. It's a period of time you're going through some difficult issues, but it's also when you are going to be transformed if you have the tools to transform. And that's what this book is about.
I think that's so true. Most people look at life as your life is over once you've hit your 40s. You've done everything that you can do, and just seeing this book is it's going to be very inspiring. So, what would be the one piece of advice or a takeaway that you would offer to readers?
The most important thing for us to learn in midlife is to be curious and open to new experiences. If we have a fixed mindset, we find that our sandbox gets smaller and smaller. So the question I would ask is the following. What is it that you know now or have done now that you wish you'd learned or done 10 years ago? And then 10 years from now, what will you regret if you don't learn it or do it now? And 6 years ago when I was 57, I learned how to surf in Baja in Mexico, and I learned Spanish, which at age 57, you sort of think like, oh my God, I'm too old for this. But when I thought about, at 67, I'll regret if I don't do it now, it got me up off my rear end, and I felt catalyzed to go out and to try something new. And I think that's exceptionally important for us, especially as we get older.
That's true. It's just taking advantage of life and taking the bull by the horns and actually continuing to live your life actively. So talk to us about why you started the Modern Elder Academy.
You know, I started it partly because I lost 5 friends to suicide during the Great Recession, all men aged 42 to 52. MEA is for both men and women, and we have a campus that's opening in April in Santa Fe, New Mexico, not too far from Denver. I wanted to we have a campus in Baja in Mexico as well as in Santa Fe. And I wanted to create a place that helped people to navigate their transitions, cultivate their purpose, and learn how to own their wisdom and feel better about aging. Because Becca Levy at Yale has shown that when people shift their mindset on aging from a negative to a positive, they gain 7.5 years of additional life.
Wow, mindset is everything. You know, our brain is the epicenter of all things that we do. So very important. Now, Chip, where can we go for more information to learn about the book, to learn about MEA?
You can check out MEA at meawisdom.com. The book you can find at any bookstore, online or in person. And I have a website called chipconley.com. And there's actually a quiz on the website called the Midlife Checkup Quiz. And if you go to the website and look for the book, Learning to Love Midlife, and scroll down, you'll see the quiz. And it'll tell you which of the 12 reasons why life gets better with age most resonates with you or least resonates with you.
Wonderful.
It's all free.
Well, Chip, I think it's such important work that you're doing, and I loved your energy, so thank you for sharing, and congratulations on the release of the book, and I can't wait to see how many lives it impacts and changes for the better.
Thanks so much, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We've got a bit more here on the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. A lot of great things happening out there in the weather after the blustery day we had yesterday with a lot of snowfall that came in over the weekend, and then the winds picked up, roads closing down. Things are going to calm down a little bit today, although getting up this morning 0 degrees at 8 a.m. High today of 26 degrees, so kind of a comfortable weather, not super cold, but 26 degrees. Weather by the hour shows that warmer temperature coming in 3 to 4 o'clock. Clouds are moving out. The partly sunny skies are going to come in. Going to be a clear evening. So things are starting to shape up there in the weather front. 35 degrees in Denver, partly sunny. Vail showing 26 degrees, 26 in Avon, 27 in Eagle. So lots of changes in the weather. Low tonight, 8 degrees, and bundle up because things are starting to come this way with another storm that's rolling through. So we're going to see some more snowfall as we move in to the rest of the week. Well, we always talk about keeping yourself safe, making sure that you've taken care of yourself, proper insurance coverage. But Kim has an interview coming up that shows a little different perspective on that and how to take care of the other parts of the family, that pet.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for that intro, Kevin. And I'm excited because joining us today is the CEO of the North American Veterinary Community and the Chief Veterinary Officer. I've got Jean O'Neill and Dr. Dana Vrabel joining me. How are you both?
We're great.
We're doing great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Plus some wonderful furry friends you've got there. Who do we have joining us as well?
This is Rusty. He's a 2-year-old golden doodle.
And this is Athena. She's our senior lab. Very dignified.
Oh, they look like they're thrilled to be on camera. So thank you so much for joining us. And this is a very important conversation to have. And Jean, can you talk to us about the trends for veterinarians this year and what we can see as we progress throughout the year?
Sure. So just to set the stage, we're sitting here on the floor of the largest expo floor in the world for veterinary education. We have 82 countries represented here and over 27,000 attendees, and they're really here to learn more about the new products and innovations that are out there coming out this year to really help your pets live longer, healthier, and more importantly, happier lives. What we're seeing more is a lot of technology coming out to really address the most important asset in probably the veterinary clinics and hospitals, and that's their time. And anything that they can do to build in efficiencies, give them more time to put hands-on care for little Rusty here.
It's great to see just the technology trends that are advancing the career and the world of vet services. So Dr. Vrabel, talk to us about medications and what are the advancements in that area?
So typically, as a veterinarian, I had to take medications that were researched and developed for humans and sort of adapt them to work in dogs and cats. But more and more, we're seeing medications that are being developed specifically for dogs or specifically for cats. And with those medications, it's easier for me to know how dogs and cats are going to respond to them. Treatment is more consistent and there are less side effects. So I have medications for pain for dogs and cats now that have much lower side effects than they used to, using things like monoclonal antibodies. And I even have 2 new oral medications for cats with diabetes.
It's impressive. I think we were just chatting about how back in the day, you had a pet, but now there is so much more you can do to extend the quality of life for them and just really maintain their health. Now, Jean, talk to us about veterinarians and how are you inspiring, diversity in the group and, the demand for them as well?
Sure. So the demand for veterinarians is really a worldwide issue. And what we're seeing here in the States is about 93% of all veterinary professionals are white. But we see that as an opportunity to reach out to some of the underrepresented communities here. So for the second year in a row, we're bringing them in, middle school age children. We bring them in to spend the day and see what it's like to walk in the shoes of a veterinarian or a veterinary nurse, where they can practice surgical techniques, drawing blood on model dogs, and just maybe inspire them to continue on with their career and possibly in veterinary medicine and help bridge that gap for the demand of veterinarians in the future.
It's so important. We always talk about medical school, but veterinary school is just as important, especially as we see the rise in pets that are becoming more family than I'd say some children. So, Dr. Rabel,
Right.
Dr. Rabel, can you talk to us about pets and the increase in the most popular dog breeds as well as exotic animals?
Well, I'm sure everyone saw it on the news last year, but the most popular breed in the U.S. is now French Bulldogs. And French Bulldogs have a super cute smushed face and big eyes, but with that face shape comes some interesting health problems, concerns about breathing, even stomach and skin issues. So as veterinarians, we need to learn more about those pets and be able to give our pet owners a variety of options to address those issues. In exotic pets, we're seeing a boom of these little lizards called bearded dragons that are really fun pets. They're very safe and quite docile, but we know they have specific needs as far as light and heat, very specific food and nutrition needs. And as veterinarians, again, we want to be able to have that information. We want to be able to pass that information to our pet owners so that they can have the longest relationship with their pet lizard that they can.
Well, just to confirm that study, I have friends that have both bearded dragons as well as French Bulldogs. So I've seen the uptick in these pets as well. So speaking of, Dr. Rabel, can you talk to us about artificial intelligence and how it's used and has been a benefit to you?
Yeah, so the boom in artificial intelligence has been incredible, but we've actually been talking about using artificial intelligence as veterinarians for several years. We use it to take a closer look at x-rays, to draw our attention to areas that maybe our eyes would normally skip over, but we're also seeing it grow into areas like blood smear analysis, even looking at the ear swabs from dogs, so that we're getting more information, but we're also getting it sooner, so we can adjust our treatment plans and, again, give pet owners not only the best treatment options, but really a lot more information sooner. We're also using it to write medical records or help us write medical records these days. What that means is I don't have to spend time typing medical records. I get to spend time with pet owners, which is my preference.
It really is such a benefit and a great way to continue advancing the field. Now, Jean, where can we go for more information to learn about potential career paths as well as how to better take care of our pets?
Sure. Anything you want to know about what we're doing here at NAVC to help the veterinary community take care of your pets, visit navc.com.
Well, thank you both so much, and great to see you as well as those furry friends you've got there, and best of luck to you as you are at the conference.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Now we've got some exciting stuff coming up on the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to
our show. I'm Susie.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. For those of you that don't know, we have a great organization here in the Valley called the Vail Valley Partnership. With that partnership, they do a lot of things as far as bringing exposure to the Valley from groups, also working with local businesses on making sure they've got everything they need, from training, some analytics, looking at how they operate their business so that they're successful. Well, I'm sitting here with Chris Romer, the president and CEO of the Vail Valley Partnership. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
So we've worked a lot together over the years, and from a lodging standpoint, coming out of COVID, 2022 exploded. Business everywhere. People were spending money left and right. A lot of traveling. Tourism was off the charts. Then everybody got excited into 2023 and they started setting their budgets very aggressive, thinking the rise was going to continue to happen, and it did not. And I think we kind of, that year, 2023, gave us a little bit of a slap of reality to bring things back down to a baseline as we plan into 2024. What are you seeing, and is that trend good? People back on track to where they should be?
Yeah, it's such a great question. And the fact of the matter is we could never grow at the rate we did in 2022. It just wasn't ever a sustainable model. We didn't have the rooms, we didn't have the capacity. That type of growth was a little bit unprecedented, and as I said, a little bit unsustainable. So we had a little bit of a reset, and that reset really was back to kind of 2019, early 2020 levels, where it was still really positive and it was still really good. And for our valley, we were still ahead of the industry at large. Right. So we were doing quite well, even as we reset. As we look at this winter, the 23 into 2024 winter, and early little previews at the summer months, boy, we should be really happy with where we're at. Yeah. We're a little bit up in occupancy. Rate is stable. It's not growing at the level it was, but it never really could. And certainly snowfall helps a lot. Our January bookings, I expect, are going to be very positive, coming after a really good booking month in December. And the importance of that, Kevin, as you know, is that visitation impacts our activity providers, it impacts our transportation providers, our restaurants and retail, and it really is the lifeblood of our economy. So it's good to see it up a little bit and in a much more sustainable manner.
Yeah, and I know, being in the lodging industry myself, we have seen that. December was off the charts. January is looking good, and as we look forward, so we've got February, March, and then a little bit of April, but all of that is starting to tick up. And you said it, all of this translates down into the local shops and markets and things like that. But also, more importantly, quarter one for a lot of businesses, especially for lodging, you're over 50% of your revenue for the year. And so coming out of the gate strong gives you that base to build on throughout the year, and you're not struggling to keep up and try to cut labor and do the things that you have to do to make that bottom line work.
Yeah, I think our Q1 is going to be really positive by most every metric, from sales tax to lodging occupancy. We're looking to be really positive. The Easter holiday this year, where the Easter holiday falls, it's going to compress some business into March. It's going to impact April in a less positive way. But that's a cyclical, where the holiday falls, we have no control over.
Right.
But March is going to be really positive, and April is going to be much more snow dependent. So if we have good snow, April's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if we don't, folks are going to decide to do other things for that drive market. But right now, it's hard to even think about that because it's 0 degrees at 8 a.m. And with all the snowfall we've had and avalanche danger and Vail Pass being closed, it's hard to think into the April timeframe. But you're right. First quarter is trending very positive. First quarter is going to prove to be, I think we're going to see visitation up probably 3 or 4%, which is good because last year was pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to pull a lot of the analytics, especially when it comes to demographics, but it seems like that international market is here in full force. I know a lot of focus has been on that South America, and in what I've seen around the resorts, it seems like they're here to play.
Yeah, we had a post-pandemic, we had a decrease in international visitation for all the logical reasons, and they're back, right? They're back. They're very important guests. Our international business over the course of the season is right around 15 to 18%. So it's a significant part of the business, and we know they stay longer, they spend more, they have a higher likelihood to be repeat visitors and come back year after year after year, which is important for our brand's loyalty. So yes, the international visitation is trending in the right direction, and again, back to what we were seeing prior to the pandemic when everything went a little haywire.
Right, and you hit an important note there as far as length of stay. That LOS that we always talk about makes for a better efficiency of the operation. And I know from a lodging side, there's a lot of things you look at, these extended packages with percentages off. So as you pointed out earlier, the ADR, that average daily rate, may stay somewhat stagnant, but as long as you get that length of stay increase, it allows for more efficient operation and fill in some of those holes so you don't see that up and down EKG pattern of occupancy that sometimes we've seen.
Yeah, it creates a lot of turmoil within the business community for restaurants and retail of how do you staff, what does the upcoming week look like? So those longer lengths of stay and that group business that pulls up the midweek and provides a little bit more of a stable business throughout the week or the month is a really positive thing from a community standpoint versus big spikes and big dips.
Right.
It creates a lot, and it's harder to provide a great guest experience. It's harder on the infrastructure of the town, of the resort. So anything we can do to streamline that business, be it international, be it destination visitors, be it group business, really does benefit everybody in the long run.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of international employees that are in town. So whether it's a J1 or another category, getting steady business helps keep people here in the Valley. And we know from a quality standpoint, knowing that we have a baseline of staff that we can work with, that allows those individuals to kind of stay here and enjoy all seasons that the Vail Valley has to offer instead of going back and forth to another job somewhere else. But I know the J1s and the H2Bs really help us out, and we embrace them when they come to town because they really help get those peak times that we just don't have enough coverage.
Yeah, and we have more jobs than we do people to fill them. And that's true nationally, that's true in Colorado, and it's true in Eagle County. And when you have more jobs than you have people to fill them, you do need those programs to have the seasonal workers and have the folks who can come and provide that, because we need it for our guest service. We're not a community that can just shut off. It impacts everybody and everything, to have that cyclical nature. So having that baseline of employees, our workforce situation is very similar to what it was from, say 1962 when they started turning chairlifts to about 2019, right? Yeah. We have more jobs than people. We have housing challenges, obviously. There's a lot of housing in the pipeline, but we are not at the level that we were in 21 and early and mid 2022,
right,
when it was really, really hard for everybody and no one was really staffed. And it resulted in a lesser experience than I think everybody would want. So we're again normalized a little bit, and that's better from a business standpoint to, again, have some level of certainty, even though we have more jobs and people to fill them. I think there's some programs out there that are making a difference.
And being out and about in the Valley, I've seen a big change in the service levels and attitudes in general. It's just so nice. When you're in a valley, the Vail Valley, where you attach world class to your name, the expectation is much heightened than it is maybe at other places. So it's nice to see everybody kind of able to take a breath now. Even though we're understaffed, we've got a better baseline of staff and service out there in the Valley. So congratulations, everybody, for making it happen.
Yeah, and the snowfall certainly helps because happy employees provide better service.
That's right.
And when people can get out and ski and enjoy our mountains here in Vail and Beaver Creek, it makes a big difference in the service. We see that in the service scores.
Yeah.
You know, when employees have the ability to go enjoy the outdoors and work hard, play hard, it makes a difference in the guest experience too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, talking about that. Vail Valley Partnership, is there anything else going on? You've got any speaker series or things coming up?
Yeah, you can, the full calendar of events at vailvalleypartnership.com. We have an after-hours mixer tomorrow night, Wednesday at Walking Mountain Science Center. We do those on a monthly basis, and we have a number of different coffee talks and educational series. The whole calendar at vailvalleypartnership.com.
Great. Thank you very much, Chris. For those of you viewing, first time to the Valley, the Vail Valley Partnership really is that foundation that pulls everybody together here in the community. And for all of you locals, get out there to those meet and greets. You're going to meet a lot of people out there that share the same ambitions, passions for the outdoors. Thank you very much for joining us, Chris. We'll be back soon with more.
Thank you.
Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have a wonderful publication here in the Vail Valley called Covered Bridge. And in that publication talks about all the arts and events and entertainment things going on. Well, this quarter they featured an artist who is on the cover. Let's take a look and learn more about that art.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships over at Covered Bridge Magazine. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Max Rowe. Max Rowe is actually a local artist that you're going to learn all about today, and he did the most recent cover of Covered Bridge Magazine. Welcome, Max.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Kim. It's great to meet you guys.
So great to have you. So I will, it's not a spoiler or anything because the magazine is out and people can grab it, but here we are with the newest edition of Covered Bridge. So this art piece is absolutely phenomenal. It's called Red Shred, and how fun to put a piece of art on our cover. It's the first time we've done that with Covered Bridge. So Max, tell us a little bit about this piece and also the experience of getting this on the cover and just the article, interview, and all of that. How'd that go for you?
It's been awesome partnering with you guys. This piece in particular, I love that we ended up going with this. I think it really pops, and this actually, funnily enough, this piece kind of started off a whole new run of work that I did that was really kind of loose with the snow. And the snowboarder on the front, Taylor Godber, she's a huge inspiration. I mean, her riding is amazing, and the photographer, Guy Fatal. So I loved just getting the inspiration from those guys, and in talking a lot about this article and this issue is about abundance. And for me, like with skiing and snowboarding, first and foremost, like abundance is all about POW. So I love to paint pictures of powder, and so this was really good, emblematic of that. And then, and also, yeah, just I love to receive the inspiration. We live in this really awesome age where we have so much access to really cool inspiration from all over the world, and I feel really grateful to get to take inspiration from other people and turn it into something special and new, and then go out and inspire more people with that. More people to ski, more people to care about skiing, more people to care about art, and everything in the magazine. So there's a lot of other really cool stuff in here too.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now, the article really does get into how you get your mindset around painting. And, we mentioned a little bit in there about the flow state. Can you speak to that? I mean, I think of snowboarding, number one, as like my most flow state, right? Mm-hmm. And I would imagine you're in a similar mindset when the brush strokes are just coming together, right?
Yeah, it's one thing that I love about like painting skiers and snowboarders is that, like you said, when you're out skiing and snowboarding, you can really get in that flow state. And so painting that subject matter also helps me get into that flow state when I'm painting. And I really feel like that's when I do my best work, is when I kind of get into the flow. Because a lot of my work is like really splattery and really action oriented. So kind of getting in the zone with it is really important for me, because you have to really feel it. The flow state is kind of an elusive thing, and not everybody knows how to describe it, but if you've experienced it, you know exactly what that is. So I really love to try to recreate that feeling and give that feeling, give that inspiration to my audience.
No, I really enjoy that, and you kind of nailed it with the flow state. Like once you've experienced it, you know what it is, right? But you can't always get there on a drop of a dime.
Yeah.
And it does take sometimes that process of focusing on maybe your snowboarding to get into your mental mindset for painting. You brought up something unique about getting inspiration from others. I looked at this cover, and I don't have many photos of me shredding POW in the backcountry, but if I did, I would be like, wow, I'd love that on my wall. Is that something the audience could take advantage of if they have a really,
Absolutely, yeah. If you have a sick photo of you sending it, hit me up, send it to me. I'm always looking for new inspiration, and
Cool.
I love to meet the people that I get to paint. That's a real treasure, honestly, to get to share that with other people. But yeah.
Max, what is your art background, and how has that evolved?
Sure. I've been painting for a really long time. It's something I grew up doing at home. I went to the University of Colorado and studied studio art there. And so I've always it's always been like a constant in my life. It's something that I really love because I know I'll be able to always do it. So it's like a lifelong practice, which I love about that. Yeah. What was the question?
Well,
sorry, you can cut that part.
So something, a quote that we have from you in this article, Max Rowe, Finding Flow Through Art and Skiing by Caitlin Emig. That's the fun thing about art, is what you said. As I continue to grow and learn more about the world and myself, my art changes as well. It's something that always keeps me invested in doing it for myself.
Yeah.
So how has it evolved for you?
So I've always just really been gravitated to paint subjects of things that I'm interested in. So for a long time, I painted just figures. I was really into figure drawing and figure painting, and that kind of evolved into, I did a lot of yoga paintings for a while, which was really cool. Bobby, I know, is a yoga teacher. So, and then I've kind of moved away from yoga and gotten more into action sports. And I've grown up skiing. I'm really lucky and blessed that way. I have a lifelong ski practice as well. So it's something that as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm not skiing 100 days a year anymore, but I did do that for a long time. But this is kind of a new way for me to be part of the ski culture and the ski environment. And it's fun to get to give back to the community and the ski culture in a new way. So I'm really excited about that. And then, just continuing forward, how my subject matter will continue to evolve and change. Like I said, I'm always interested in painting what I like to do. So I just learned how to surf last week. I was in Costa Rica, which is so cool. Got to surf a bunch of waves down there, and so now I'm really excited to paint some surfers. And it's very similar to snowboarding, but kind of want to inject some more tropical vibes, some new color schemes, that type of thing. So.
Yeah, I love that. I could see surfing definitely fitting your style of work.
Yeah.
The spray and everything that you do as far as the detail goes. That being said, too, yes, someone can commission a piece from you, but they can also go to a few galleries, if I'm not mistaken, and find your work and purchase something right off the wall there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So right now I'm showing work at the Royal Street Fine Art Gallery. It's in Aspen. So I recommend anybody that's interested in seeing it in person, and it is awesome to see in person, go there, check it out. All of my original paintings are also UV reactive, which means they glow under a black light.
Wow.
So it's really hard to photograph, and it is also a thing that I love for it to be like this really cool first impression. You see it, you don't see that on paper, but then you get to see it in person and have this like deep reaction. It's really cool to see people get so excited. This is like two paintings in one. So I definitely wish everybody that has an interest to go check them out in person there. And you can also see everything on my website. It's maxflowart.com, as well as my Instagram, which is @maxflowart.
So great. Now I have this idea that we need to do a pop-up with you.
Oh yeah,
right?
I would love to.
We could bring
Yeah.
people together and have a bunch of your paintings there and
Let's
have the
have a
magazines
party.
there. Okay, sounds good. Stay tuned for details on the party with Max Rowe and Covered Bridge. But yeah, this is just such an honor to have on the cover of Covered Bridge, our 5th issue, the abundance issue. Thanks for tapping into that theme in so many ways. And it truly is an honor to meet you, Max. And you're very talented, and it's great to have you in the Valley.
Well, thanks so much. I'm
Yeah.
super honored to get to participate, and thank you guys very much.
Yeah, awesome.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge on TV8. Be sure to pick up the newest issue with Max's art on the cover, the Abundance issue, and thanks for tuning in.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. That outside weather is a bit chilly right now, 0 degrees at 8 a.m. A high today of 26 degrees, so it's going to warm up a little bit. Winds west 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it wasn't like it was yesterday with everything blowing across the plains there, blowing the snow around. Vail by the hour shows some mild temperatures moving into that 3 to 4 p.m. where we're going to see the highs there, mostly sunny throughout the day and going to clear up later on this evening. So the clouds are going to move away, allow some of those stars to come out later tonight. I-70 corridor, nice and clear, 35 degrees in Denver, 26 in Vail, 26 in Avon, and 27 degrees over in Eagle with partly sunny skies coming through. So some nice weather happening. Low tonight, 8, though. It's going to chill off just a little bit. Again, those light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but again, it's mostly clear, but that is about to change as some more snow showers roll in. We have another front moving in from the west, so we're going to see 80% chance of precipitation tomorrow, 35 degrees with snow showers. Kind of the same recipe on Thursday. Snow showers, 33 degrees, and then things will start to clear up a little bit on Friday with those clouds coming back over the weekend. Low chance of precipitation, so possibly some snow for the weekends, but another 2 days of a storm rolling through. What do you think, Kim?
I think it's going to be pretty great. You know, I'm loving seeing the trend of the warmer temperatures because it has been cold.
You know, even when it was snowing last weekend, the temperatures were mild. It wasn't that bad. So typically when you get that snowfall, you're going to see those mid-30 range temperatures come in.
Which is really kind of nice, you know. You can bundle up, but you don't have to put too many layers
That's
on.
right.
So it allows you a little bit more mobility and freedom as you are out there shredding it up on the slopes. But
or shoveling your driveway.
Or shoveling your driveway, which Kevin did a lot of this weekend.
Well, great show today.
It really was. It's fun. You know, I always love getting in the kitchen, and we made a great tzatziki dip, and it's great with vegetables or meats or whatever else that you want to put on it. Plus, Chris Romer here.
Yeah, Chris talks a lot. He and his staff do such a hard working job out there. Again, they're out there. They're the Chamber of Commerce. They're the sales committee. They're doing everything to bring more business to the valley and inform not just the guests, but also the locals on what's happening.
Well, you know, speaking of guests and locals and what's happening, we had the MEA. We had Chip here to talk about his new book about midlife and how you can take the bull by the horns as you continue to age through life. So pretty great opportunity there as well.
And a lot more to come. So
Kevin and I will be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy